Jack, give us your thoughts on today's result.
Yeah, obviously gutted. Listen, we didn't understate how important today was going to be, and we knew we needed to get something from the game. And to be honest, we almost said at the start of the game, if someone would offer me a point in those conditions, I probably would have took them just to keep the momentum. That would have been 3 unbeaten, and we're going into Tuesday night, it would have been important for us. But completely other side of it now, I've just said it in there, we are in the trenches. Somewhere I didn't want us to be, somewhere I didn't expect us to be. But the reality is, at this level, today was a perfect example of just a non-league game where we said to the group, it's all about mentality today. It's got nothing to do with how we set you up, about, you know, like last week we set us up in a particular way, and we were very structured in the way that we wanted to press the ball. Today, all that went out the window. And I said to him, it is literally just a proper non-league game where whoever competes the most, whoever wants it more, goes and wins it. And that's not really me. That's not usually the way that I come across, but that's the reality of it today. And the most important things were the points, and we come away with absolutely nothing. And deserved as well. I thought it wasn't the second half that caused us problems today, it was actually the first. Because when we go 1-0 up, we probably should end up going and getting 2 or 3 more. They had a little 8-9 minute spell where it was a bit of a circus, lads falling over in the box, and we don't take those chances. We just for whatever reason, we don't seem to have that little bit of grit about us. And then the 2 goals, I mean, one thing we pride ourselves on is the sort of defending set pieces. We haven't conceded loads this year, and we can see 2 in 10 minutes, and both of them are exactly the same. So yeah, listen, we're really disappointed, and it's the first time I've said this, but we are understanding now that we are going to have another one of those seasons where we got to fight for everything to stay at this level. And you know, I keep saying I back the changing room. It's important now that they back themselves and understand that this football club needs them to show a little bit of character, and we have to do that Tuesday night to have a reaction from what was poor today. And listen, I wouldn't say they were good, and I wouldn't say it was a situation that they were particularly better than us, but they wanted it more. You could see that, you could see the ground that they covered, and all the little bits in between, and they're the bits that for whatever reason we're not good at. We're a young group, and I keep saying that often that causes issues, but today was just one of those days you just had to go and compete with the person next to you. You just had to simplify the game, don't spend too long on the ball. And you know, a lot of people sort of give us, sort of say, oh, you know, you play too much and you take risks. We didn't do that today, and we still conceded 4 goals. So it's time now that we understand we are in the trenches, we are in a really poor position, and we need some big characters to get us out of it.
What can be done to change that mentality to pick us up for Tuesday?
A couple of things. Obviously, we're looking at new faces. Keegan was on the bench today, which is an important signing for us. It's an area that we felt that we needed. Although I thought Lou's done well, to be fair, coming in there and filling there. But naturally, he's not a right back, so you know he's learning as well. And it's important that we don't just chuck him under the bus, because he's a great lad and someone that I enjoy working with, and he's done a great shift in there. But we've brought in a natural right back, a lad that will suit the way that we play. So new faces. We're also talking to one more as well. We feel like we're in need of another option in midfield, with Hayden being away, but someone that's a bit different, and that can come in and get around and do those bits that I've just talked about, those little bits in between. And we're having 2 good conversations with 2 players. But like I said, it's important that I don't rush those at this time of the year with where we are. I have to have the right people in that change room, and I can't just go in. Nor have I got the tools to go and just chuck some money at someone. We have to make sure it's the right person, and that person needs to come in and understand what we need from them. I'm not just going to make signings for the sake of it. So a little bit of a personnel change, because we are a little bit short in terms of depth in certain areas, but also just players to understand now that, I just said to him, I said, the reality is, if this club goes down to step 5, how many of you are going to be here next year? And the reality is probably 2 or 3 of them, and there's 16 in there. So, you know, we have to get away from this mindset of players just worrying about what they're going to do next year, and start clipping VOs to show clubs about what they're about, and how many times they pass the ball, and how many successful dribbles they had. Actually have something about you. And you know, I've put my neck on the line, as I've my staff, for these players to play a certain way, to give them opportunities to play, to help them progress. And it's about damn time now that they turn around and they give me something, and give this football club something to get us out of the shit situation that we're in.
Thanks very much for your time as always, Jack. Much appreciated.
Cheers, Paul.